What's up, guys? It's Will here. I'm going to be with you for the next hour. If you're here in the chat, you've got questions about this week's card, about fights in general, about anything MMA, about anything, just drop them in there. Let's have a little chat. Been watching some fights for next week's card in New Jersey. But I'm looking forward to this card this weekend. Looking forward to it. But like I say, if you've got any questions, drop them in. If you just want to chat some shit, let's chat away. That's what I'm here for. Nothing else much better to do. 12:30 a.m. very early Friday morning now. So yeah, just here to talk some MMA, talk anything at all really. So just drop some questions. If you've got any bets, let me know what you're betting this week. If you've got any DraftKings advice for me, drop that in. If you think there's any decent plays that you should maybe throw my way, that would be pretty cool. I'm going to go and jump in and see if the chat, anybody's in the chat already. I very much doubt it, but I'll have a little look. Let's see. Oh, I've got one watching. That's nice. A couple watching. What's up, guys? Jack Dokal, my man, prediction guru. What's happening, man? Very, very good. I'm trying to actually watch some PFL, but I can't seem to find it, which is a little bit weird. Tatiana Suarez is actually on my TV right now, which is a little weird. She's just cropped up from somewhere. So, yeah. How's everybody doing? All ready for the fights this weekend? I'm really looking forward to it this weekend, actually. I don't know. It's kind of grown me, the card, as the card gets closer. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Oh, hit the wrong button there. So, yeah, just looking at UFC New Jersey, whatever it is, next week. I've watched some fights for the last 3 hours, I want to say. Got a good run of just a couple of guys spending some time watching their fights. Interesting main event with Colby Covington and Robbie Lawler. Looking forward to that one. But otherwise than that, there's been a couple of late fights. There's been some people taking off. I see that Hannah Goldie, who was on the Contender Series, never got signed, has been signed to the UFC against Miranda Granger, who's a really good fighter. I've seen her through James Lynch's interviews, so looking forward to that. Some decent fights. I think Espinoza and Schnell's going to be good. Yeah, Silva, Paras, I think it's a good fight. Like I say, the main event I think is actually fairly decent. I don't know what it is, but I think that Robbie Lawler is really, really live in that fight. Don't know why. I'm going to watch a little bit more about it. I don't know how many more fighters I've got to really watch for that card. I'm going to leave Miller, Guida last. Trevin Giles and Mirsha, I'm going to leave a little bit. Watch Stosic and Nzechukwu. I'm going to have to watch this Cole Williams who's coming in against Claudio Silva. So, yeah. You end up playing Armin? Yep, I did. I got him. So in America, he was minus 210, and he dropped. I went and just had a look at the books over here in the UK, and we're usually like, when you are 210 and maybe say it'll drop to like 185, we'll be maybe like a day behind, 12 to 24 hours behind. I went and looked at one of the books I use, and he was minus 175. And I was like, I'm on that. I don't think it's going to get any lower than that whatsoever. So I went and jumped on Arman Sarukian at minus 175. And like I say, if you watch my predictions, I think you've seen it's kind of fanboying out a little bit. I really am. I think he's a really. I think he's got the prospect to be a really good fighter. So yeah. Julian, hi Will, hope all is well. I'm good, my friend. How are you? Any plays you might like? Parlays. There's a few plays actually. Like I've got the two underdogs. I've got Pantoja I've got Sung Woo Choi, where I think both those lines have kind of went. Let me check. Excuse me. PFL. Yeah, so Sarukian's minus 200. So I've got a good line on that one. Choi's minus 105. He's going to be favourite by fight time, where Gavin Tucker's probably going to be at dog odds. And Pantoja's minus 120. Parlay, I'm kind of looking at the Araujo lines coming down. I like that. And if some late money comes in on Nico Price, that lowers Jeff Neal's line maybe to, he's minus 345 in America. I don't know what he'll be over here in the UK. That'll be interesting. I've not looked at that today. That would be my last plays, maybe in Araujo. Araujo and Jeff Neal parlay. But I would quite like Jeff Neal to get kind of close to minus 300 maybe, just to kind of make it worth my while. But like I said, I'm going to check the odds over here in the UK and just see what they're looking like and so on. So MMA, UFC, MMA. All the PFL odds, no thank you. So Araujo, see, it'll probably be quite high over here because I think that line's just came down in America. So yeah, so the best line we've got over here is minus 225 on Araujo. So I like that as a parlay piece. And the line on Jeff Neal, actually the line on Jeff Neal is minus 300. Oh, is that the same bookies? No, it's a different one. So that sucks. But, in fact, it's not. It's the same one. Oh, I might actually go and make a play right now. Because that line might just go up a little bit. I'll wait and see. I got Bob Lawler. Like I said, I'm going to watch a little bit more over the weekend and see. I would like Bob Lawler to win personally. Who doesn't love Robbie Lawler? Colby all day. Possibly. Brexit. I'm betting Neal versus Price 10 by KO. I think that's a good bet. Bosa. I think they're both two very, very low-level heavyweights. Lemos, to me, it's just sloppy. I think he gives you opportunities. Like I said, he'll give you opportunities to win the fight. And if this fight's close in Canada, and the way that Bosa fights, I really do think that I just think that he will end up winning the decision, in my opinion. Like I say, Bosa's got no real power for heavyweight. Cardio, I think, is a great asset of his, and Lemos will fade away. He will fade as that fight goes on. So I've got Bosa there, but like I said, I could never lay money down in a fight like that. Never. If you like to take a shot in the dog in a heavyweight fight, then by all means, but nah, not for me. Lemos has beaten Carnes. He hasn't fought that many people, to be fair. What I like about Bosa, I know he's lost a few fights, but he's went over to Russia, and like that scene is a killer scene. No matter what division you're fighting in, really, it's a rough scene to go over there, and it's just a rough scene to go over there and try and win fights in Russia. It doesn't happen all that often. Got a weird feeling about Frankie will win. You know what? You can never write off Frankie Edgar. I just think the only thing I'm really worried about with Max Holloway is just the fact he's coming back really quick. Like, that's it. Just the fact that just the fact that he's coming back after absorbing a lot of shots against Poirier. But like I say, I don't know. What's my unit size in pounds? It's 75 pounds a unit. So around about $90 to $100 per unit. And I've went up. I think I went up last year when I got all my money back after that shitty 2017 betting year. Yeah, when I was betting in 2017, if you look at that year, I lost a lot of money, and I bet small 2018, but as I was building my bankroll, I expanded and started making money where I got to this year where I've upped it, and I had a great year betting wise. I'm still up, still in the green, I'm still doing good, but I'm lucky enough where I'm in that position where I've managed to expand my bankroll and make it decent, but like I'm not risking money that like this is just a side thing that I do. I'm quite lucky. I make some fairly decent money through my work. I work really hard for that. Pay everything that I need to pay and get everything in order. That might change soon because it looks like I'm going to buy a house, hopefully soon. Move to another new house. So yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, £75. And if I have a continuation of being decent, then I'm going to up it a little bit more because I've got the opportunity to do so. So yeah, I'm decent. Don't understand the love for Jotko. His takedowns aren't spectacular. That's true. I think Jotko, like I said, I didn't feel confident playing him. There's a path to victory for him, definitely. But if he ends up in a brawl, his chin's a very big worry for me. So yeah, am I addicted to gambling? No, I'm not addicted to gambling. Do I play DraftKings? I do play DraftKings. I actually love DraftKings more than betting, actually. I just wish I was a little bit decent, a little bit better at DraftKings. I did okay. I've won four or five GPPs, $4. I think at one point a couple of the $1 to $2 I won. It's actually I do really well in Canadian cards, pay-per-views as well, which is weird because I remember I think it was the Anthony Pettis, Max Holloway fight. I think I won 2 GPPs in one night with that one. So yeah, anyone you parlay with Cyborg, I hate betting odds that high. What is she, minus 600 or something? Minus 650. I hate betting. I hate betting odds that you very rarely see me go above. The last one I can remember going high was probably, in fact, that's a lie. Edmund Shabazian, minus 600. I thought he was an absolute lock in that spot against Jack Marshman, and he turned out he was because he annihilated him in a minute. And not saying that Cyborg couldn't come out and beat up Spencer really quickly, but I'm just not the biggest fan of betting big odds like that. That's why my parlays, like, I know there's easier parlays I can make, but I will always make parlays where I'm trying to get plus money and trying to double my money. That is my kind of goal, is to double my money on most bets if I can. And that's why I attack underdogs quite high, because I've got a good opportunity to hit that, and I've did fairly well with that in the last, 8 months. So like the last 20 months I've did really well with that. Didn't work out last week. I can't remember who did I bet last week, dog odds. James Vick, that was a bad bet, obviously. Greg Hardy got plus money. That was a decent bet. Who else did I take a shot on? Gabriel Silva. So yeah, but then the week before that in Sacramento, I hit 4. So, yeah, not too bad. I like betting underdogs. Something like, thanks for your vids. I appreciate that, Julian. Thank you. I'm a computer programmer. No, I'm not. I'm a manager. I'm a store manager in a big shop that sells shit ton of animals. Snakes, spiders, scorpions, rabbits, bunnies, you name it. I do that. So I work a lot of hours through that. Cyborg for KO, yeah, I would hope so, actually. I don't think she's going to stick around the UFC, though. I have Cyborg, Armin, Holloway, Dawudu at plus 158. I like that bet. At 158, not great, but plus money is good. Absolutely. It's got a great chance. It's got a very high chance of cashing. Yeah, James Vick was a terrible, horrible bet. I don't know why. I think I got caught in. I don't know what it is with him and plus money. I seem to bet him when I see him at plus money, but then I always realise it's a terrible bet, and I don't learn from it. This time, I think I learned from it, especially at 185, 170 is moving up to. So yeah, Tan Cabot, what's happening, man? I like betting dogs too. That's the way to go, in my opinion. I love parlays, though. I do. I've always loved, since I first started betting, I've always loved parlay and stuff. So yeah, I like a betting strategy. Do the same. Biggest hits of the year so far: Molly McCann and Chance Encounter. That's their good hits. That's really good hits. I don't know what my biggest underdog of the year is so far. Let me go and have a look. I'll have a quick look through 2019 and see what my biggest dog hit of the year has been. Excuse me. It might have been, was it Henry Cejudo, actually? 2019. Because I remember, I think Cejudo was the first. No, in fact, Donald Cerrone was the first dog I hit in 2019. Because when he beat the shit out of Alexander Hernandez, I remember that was my first dog of the year. All right, where are we? Yeah, so Donald Cerrone plus 165. In fact, I didn't bet Henry Cejudo. That sucks. I thought I did. Oh well. Plus 190 Marcus Perez. There's two dogs in that card. Hadzovic. Plus 275. Mickey got Diego Sanchez, Mickey Gall. Yeah, I know fine. That's what it is. That's such an atrocious line. Plus 275. That's ridiculous. So bad. Yeah. Abazalayev Timur. I think that's, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Frankie's a great fighter, a great ambassador for the sport, really, and just that the big dog all the time. Just great fighter. I just think he's in a bad spot here, but it's not out of the realms of possibility he wins. I just don't think he's going to win this fight. I think this is his last opportunity. I think that Max is just, once he figures out what he's doing, I really think he's going to start not playing with Frankie Edgar, but I just think he's going to be too good. So yeah, Jado Dom, what's happening, man? Cheers from Michigan. How's Michigan this time of year? We literally, today was the warmest day, I think, I want to say in some parts of Britain, the warmest day in the history of the weather and stuff like that. In Scotland, it was 30 degrees, which is really hot. I was dying. And it's weird because when I go to Vegas or when I was in Arizona for a long time, I think you just adapt to it. But it was stifling here today. So yeah, I'm thinking of betting Holloway versus the Edgar to go decision. It's 3-1. It's not a bad bet. The bet I'm going to be looking out for on that fight is Max to win via knockout in rounds 4-5 or win by decision. I don't know what the odds are going to be on that. I hope it's close to plus money, because sometimes you get ones like that. But yeah, I've got small bets on Frankie, Frota, and I've gone big on Barrio and Olivier. You've went big on Olivier. Tank, tell me your perspective on that. Because I've bet Sarukian, but I really like what I see from Sarukian. And I think that, I don't want to say Mercy is on his way out, but I think he's been kind of, I don't know, has he been fed to the young lion coming in? But yeah, let me know how you see that fight going down. I like Whitaker minus 150 over Adesanya. I like that as well, but I would like the line to come a little bit closer, and I think it will become a little bit closer. That fight's a while away, so yeah. Frota should win this fight. I don't know. I was kind of going back and forward initially in that, and I probably am. So yeah, Frota should win this fight. I'm getting Amanda Rivas, Emily Whitmere vibes. No, it could happen actually. Yeah. Did I bet Rivas in that fight? I did. Yeah. What do you think of Pantoja Figueiredo? I like Pantoja. I think he's just I think he's actually the best fighter that Figueiredo's ever fought. Like, as an all-round fighter, I think Pantoja is a really underrated fighter. So yeah, I like Pantoja in that spot. And the fact there was people that got him at plus 130. I got him at plus 110 because I was a little bit late to the party. It was one of the fights I kind of left till the end, and his line came down to plus 110, but I was happy to jump on that. So yeah. Pantoja, Figueroa could go either way. I just like Pantoja more. Figueiredo by KO. Pantoja's landed 3 takedowns in his past several fights, and he's fallen in love with his hands. Yeah, but he might have fallen in love with his hands, but he never really gets caught with big shots. So, and he's definitely the better fighter on the ground. But like I say, I think what I like about Pantoja is his a little bit of his counter striking, and I think that Figueiredo will kind of play into his game a little bit with that, being so aggressive and coming forward, that he will land counter strikes there. So yeah, Choi even money's a good bet. I got it plus 140, so I got a good line there. I still think if you can get dog money on him, I think it's a good bet. I just think Mercy hasn't been up to form. He always been a strong grappler. I've seen his training with GSP. Can't lose 3 in a row. It's not a safe bet, but I'm taking a chance. I don't blame you if it's. That's why I always say, if you, and this is, I try to keep to this, especially with my betting. It's like, if you are picking an underdog and are fairly confident you can see a path to victory for him, then in my opinion you should take a shot. So yeah. Only thing that makes me like Frankie in this one, because he really gets touched. Brian got him with a KO. Yeah, like Frankie's a legend, and you can never write people off, especially someone like Frankie. But I just like Max to really outwork him, and I think his chin is still there to be hit, and he's not getting any younger. Max really should be in the prime of his career right now. Yeah. Yeah. Fig's best opponent is Formiga. Opinion, I think it's Pantoja, but I am a big fan of Formiga as well. But that's just me. Not sure if Max is solid wrestling. I don't think he has to have solid wrestling. I think I don't see Frankie taking Max down and keeping him there. I think Max is going to be squirmy down there. I think he's going to find a way to get back to his feet really quick. I think way back in his early octagon days, you could see that he could definitely. There was times he was taken down and controlled a little bit. I don't think he's got that in him anymore. I don't think he'll stay down there for long periods of the fight. So, yeah, Frankie's live. So if you think Frankie's live, take a shot. I just don't think he is. I think that Max is going to beat him up pretty much. The dog lock for this fight is Jocko. See, I've picked Barrio. I don't know. I don't really feel overly confident betting him, and that's silly because, oh, what fight's coming on now? Gaethje and Michael Johnson. Oh shit. Oh, I love that fight. Yeah. I say I'm not overly confident in Jocko, but I think Barrio, if he can stop a takedown, he will start to really let go of his hands, and that's when he could beat Jocko up here. So yeah, Tank, all the best, my man, down in Australia. What time is it over there? Jesus, early in the morning over there in Australia. Tell you what, guys, I'm watching right now. UFC top 5 toe-to-toe moments. What is your, like, when both fighters like just swing bombs at one another? Like the top 5 here, they've got Anders versus Santos. I'm not sure about that. Gaethje against Johnson. Melendez against Sanchez. Number 2 was Liddell against Ortiz, which is on the TV right now. And number 1, what will be number 1? They're not going to put Max Holloway and Ricardo Lamas. Oh, they did. Put Max Holloway and Ricardo Lamas as number 1. Well, I suppose they were toe-to-toe and swinging, but Max was getting the better of that all day long. What about Felicia Spencer and Cyborg? It'd be quite interesting to see if Cyborg gets put in her back, because Yana Kunitskaya got her down relatively easy, which surprised me. But obviously she couldn't really keep the fight there for all too long. But Spencer seems like a bigger, thicker set girl. And if she gets a position where she's lying heavy, then we're going to see what Cyborg's all about. Now, she works with Cobrinha, who's a legendary BJJ guy. So you would think that she's fairly decent down in the ground there. So yeah. Santos versus Mano was a good one. That was a good one. Anytime that Thiago Santos is throwing bombs, that's good times then. So yeah. Also, that was Alan Joban's top five. I will see why that was number one. Tatiana Suarez is top five. That's interesting. So they've got Holloway and Lamas at number five. Edgar and Maynard. What fight was that from? That was the one of the early. That's years ago. Wow. The first fight. Yeah. Not trying to do MMA math, but Juicy beat Pantoja. Plus Pantoja's getting love for Quayle and Hayes. When Pantoja fought Ortiz, he was struggling in active grappling exchanges. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think that flyweight division is so well matched, though. There's so many good fighters that on any given day, I think they can all beat each other. I think that there was obviously DJ. I still think Cejudo's beatable, even though he's looking great at the minute. I think Benavidez can run him close, personally. So, yeah. What's up, Ian? Hope you're well. See all the guys in the chat there. Whereabouts are you from? Are you from America? Tank was saying he's from Australia. Have I got anybody from the UK here? So, yeah. Are you from Russia? I see that Abazaliev, I think that's your name. Where are you from? Can you explain how DraftKings works? So, DraftKings is you've got $50,000 and you've got to pick 6 fighters. Now, they range from your big betting favourites. So, the biggest betting favourite in this card will be Cyborg. So, she'll be 9,500. But you've got to fit people in your lineups. And pretty much if you want to win GPPs, the big tournaments for the money, you're going to have to get 6 and you're going to have to accumulate and during the fight. So every signature strike that lands, you get half a point. If you get takedowns, you get points. If you get reversals, you get points. If you advance positions, you get points. So yeah, that's how you. And you've just got to put 6 fighters together, but you can't pick all favourites. So you're going to have to really find your underdogs, and you're going to have to think beforehand what you think. Like, obviously, you want to target grapplers, wrestlers who are going to get loads of takedowns. So people like Tim Elliott and guys that are forever sweeping each other and stuff like that. Colby Covington next week will be a good pick for DraftKings, you would think, because he'll attack the takedowns. Pressure for that, like Usman would as well, and. Yeah, you've just got to pick your 6 fighters. So I think I've made one lineup for this week. Let me find my phone and I'll tell you what my one lineup that I've made so far on DraftKings. Let me see. I don't think I'm going to be playing much DraftKings this week, but we'll see. All right, in fact, I took a picture of it. Yeah, so my 6 fighters that I've got this week in just one lineup. I've got Barrio, I've got Choi, I've got Holloway, I've got Eric Koch, I've got Jeff Neal, I've got Pantoja, but I haven't really done anything too much with DraftKings this week so far. So, yeah. Poland. Somewhere I've never been. I've never been to Poland, but I really want to go. In fact, that's a lie. I've been to Poland. What am I thinking? I was there for the first Polish card. Is that Gonzaga Krokop? I think it was. Can't remember that. What part of Scotland are you from? I am from a little place down in the southwest of Scotland called Stranraer, pretty much. It is right in the It's quite close to Ireland, actually. It's not too far away from Ireland. So, but now and for the last 12 years, I've been staying just outside Edinburgh. So, Johnston, all my family from Johnston. I think that's the Glasgow side, if I remember right. So I'm up here. I've been up here for 12 years. My other half is from this part of Scotland, so I've been up here for that, and obviously I've got my little girl now. So yeah, DraftKings all about how many points you score. Yeah, that as well. What CJ said. It's good. So you can win 50k off what slate? Oh well, there is different slates. If you aren't a big baller and you're not playing the 1,060 games, that there is $4 games, there is $5 games, there is $15 games, there is $1, there's quarter games. So you don't have to play in the big games and you don't have to throw money at it. Typically, I play in the $50 to $100 kind of range, and I'm usually higher towards the $100 range. I've not really put any money into my DraftKings in it's been ages since I won those GPPs. I've just been living off that and still been doing quite well with it. So I play a little bit of cash games. I'm not a very good cash game player, but I kind of play a lot of the GPPs. I play with friends, so I get some money through that. So yeah, I enjoy DraftKings. I really do like DraftKings. I like playing it like I play golf on DraftKings this week. I will play NFL when it starts. So I play a little bit of everything on there. So yeah. Has anybody looked at next week's card, or what's some of the fights that are coming up that's been announced that you're looking forward to? I must admit, I'm really looking forward to DC and Stipe 2. That interests me a lot. I think the Uruguay card is quite interesting in a few fights. I think that Rogerio Bontorin and Jaulian Pavia is a really, really good fight. I think the Geraldo de Freitas against Chris Gutierrez fight is a good one. It's a good heavyweight that's coming to the UFC in that card, and Cyril Gane. Looking forward to that. And obviously there's Mike Perry against Vicente Luque. That's a good fight. So that's a good fight card from Uruguay. They did well with that card, I think. UFC 241, you've got obviously Pettis Diaz, Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa, good fights. Benitez against Youssef, good fights. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Andrade against Weili Zhang fight. Interested to see that. Do you bet MMA for a living? No, I don't. No. Betting is just something I like to do, and I think I'm not good at it. I'm not. I'm profitable in betting, and that's good. If you're betting, you don't want to be losing money. So over the last 18 months, 2 years, I've been profitable. Like I say, my record's all there. 2017, I had a terrible year for betting, and I think I did that from. I took my eye off the ball and made really bad bets because I was having my daughter. That's the year my daughter was born, in the middle of that year. And if you look from when I had my daughter and I was making bets after it, where I just went really bad. But then once everything settled down, I started to be honest with you, I didn't blind bet because I was watching fights for the channel, but I maybe never looked into it as much as I should. So honestly, I probably didn't put the time in that you need to. Because if you're going to be betting fights, then I think you have to put some effort in and go and do some research and look into it. Especially once you start upping your unit size. And I know there's some guys out there. I've got some really good friends I speak to on a regular basis, and they are high. Like they bet 4-figure numbers. I've got a guy that I speak to on the regular who he bets regularly 5 figures as well. So yeah, but it's just for fun. Yeah, if I could up my unit size and make more money from that would be great also, but I will always work comes first. when it comes to doing anything like that. Obviously, family first, but work high in the agenda and keeping everything intact and paid for. I've got a kid hopefully to put through college one day, so I've got to keep all that. Cowboy versus Gaethje. I mean, what a fight that is going to be. Great fight. Hopefully that just stays intact. Nobody pulls out. Lawler, Covington, that's a good fight. I'm really looking forward to that, actually. Costa v. UL, I think we see some new things from Costa. And he finishes UL. Oh, interesting take. I've not watched anything on that fight card yet, so I love Romero, though. I'm a big fan of UL. If Dos Anjos can beat Lawler, so can Colby. True. It's quite weird. I don't know. I was going to say there, Colby's been quite quiet, but then I realised that I've kind of muted him on some of the social media. It was just a little bit too much for me hearing him sometimes. So watching you from Canada, what a place. I love Canada. Whereabouts in Canada are you from, Iron to Max? What's your thoughts on Gavin Tucker? Tries starting his opponent, though bigger, doesn't bring that much grappling pressure like Glenn did. That's right enough, but I don't think he has to bring the grappling pressure. I think he's got the range on him, and he's got the length to keep him on the outside and pepper him with shots. So, Toronto. I love Toronto. I love Canada. So, yeah. Like I said, a bet choice. So, obviously, I see a path to victory for him where he's fighting on the outside and using his length and just catching and countering someone like Gavin Tucker. Not like you never know, Gavin Tucker could come in here with a grappling kind of game plan. So who knows? I just like what I saw initially and what I think Gavin Tucker's going to bring to the fight. Well, that's why I bet Choi in that spot. You ain't getting any younger, that is true. Plus, he's just got that massive payout from that. But was it the steroids, or it was something to do with the thing that he failed and he sued them and made a load of money? So, yeah. I just joined. I would like to know if there's any parlay bet at good odds. I spoke about that a little bit earlier on. The one that I like, if I had to make, and I still might make it, I've got a couple of bets in mind that I might make, but I want to make one more play. But if I was to put a parlay together, it would be Araujo, I think, and Jeff Neal. But I would like better odds. Let me see what they are. And just looking on best fight odds, just going by 5 times. Jeff Neal, Viviane Araujo, minus 111. That's not bad, but like I said earlier on, I like to try and get plus money on my parlays. But that's not far off, and I actually think in the UK I could probably get plus money. And so that's something I might look at after I come off here and see from that. Which current featherweight do you see having the tools to beat Holloway? I have bet Holloway to get finished. When I'm looking at him, I actually think the hardest fight for him is Volkanovski. I think Volkanovski can really cause him some problems. So, yeah. At the minute, I think Volkanovski is next in line. So yeah. Yoel finishes Costa. I was going to say Costa fades, but so does Yoel. But Yoel, we've seen over the 5 rounds that he can hit you with shots any part of the fight that can finish the fight in an instant, pretty much. So, they're showing Max Holloway, Brian Ortega on the TV now. I'm looking forward to seeing Brian Ortega come back. I've actually grew to really, really like Brian Ortega as a fighter. Just from where he came from with his jiu-jitsu, and then his hands are really, really good, but he just faced a guy on the next level, and that was Max once he got the reads of... When he got the reads, Brian Ortega just beat him up really bad. Yo versus Luke was a super slow fight. Thinking of that fight, that was the last GPP I won in DraftKings, actually, was that. I had Yoel, I needed him to win a GPP, and he did it for me. So that was... Yoel will always kind of have a special place in the heart for me. So if Yoel getting paid was a factor, he would retire. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. As I'm saying, if you're a fighter, you've got to make that money. So, um, plus, I still think he's got a chance to win the belt in that division if he can make the weight. But I'd like to see him move up to 205. Could you imagine like a John Jones against Yoel Romero? That'd be fun. Gilbert Burns, I actually saw that not long ago. He's moving up to welterweight. That's interesting because he's on a nice win streak at the minute. So yeah, interesting. I'm a big advocate for people moving up and not being like I've been to some of the fight cards and like you see some of the fighters and like they look so bad. I saw Darren Till. That was the last one I saw that was really bad. Darren Till in Liverpool. It was just he's a big dude and thinking to myself how that like he was 178. I think I saw him. He was speaking to some people around about that knew he knew and some of the boys I was around with, and he said he was 178, and he was just going to do his last big cut at his own gym. And I was saying to a couple of people there, there's no way he's going to make 171. There's no way. And I can't remember what he was or what he got. Was it like 176, 174 to 176? So it was just, I even seen who missed weight that card. Molly McCann. Molly McCann missed weight for the Liverpool one. And like there's nothing on Molly, and she was like trying to, she said she was only a few pounds out and she just could not lose them. And it's just like, man, that's just a fight in itself. You've got to win the fight before you actually fight. So it's crazy. Ferguson has spoke about it too. That'd be interesting. Like I say, I'm an advocate of guys moving up. Absolutely. Probably uncovered. Oh, actually, I haven't. Weidman against Reyes. That's an interesting fight. I think right now, not looking into it and just going off gut feeling, I think Weidman might take him if he can survive early. Because if Reyes can hit him with a big shot, then he could wobble Weidman, but then his durability might be better at 205. So it's an interesting fight. Whitaker against Israel should be fireworks. I'm on Robert Whitaker in that fight. I don't think my mind's going to change with that one, but we'll see closer. That fight's still a little bit away. I'm all over Armin as well at minus 200. I still think that's a good bet, in my opinion. I'm glad with the number I got. I'm surprised with the number I got, actually. So, yeah. I can't stand Israel. He kind of comes across sometimes as someone that I think he would annoy me, but I've never met him, but the people that have met him says he's like the nicest guy. But that's just him, supposedly. I don't know, but I like him. I think I think he's a really good fighter. He's got a little bit of personality. Obviously, represents Africa. So I'm always going to kind of not root for guys like that, but hope they do well because they can. Like I still think Africa's a massive, massive place that the UFC haven't even got close to touching the potential of that place yet. So, raises a bad matchup. He could be. He's going to be bigger, I think, than what Weidman is. But I think Weidman might go to the wrestling there. He just got to survive and not get hit. But like I say, that's just got gut feeling for me. Until I can sit back, watch 5 or so fights, and then go back and maybe watch a little bit more. Then yeah. I've got Volkan. I've got Volkan over Latifi. I don't know what odds. It's their odds out actually, because that fight got moved. Because they were supposed to be fighting next week, and it got moved to the week after in Uruguay. No, it's not there. Oh, so they've got the odds up, but they've only got it for next week. So Volkan's minus 160, Latifi's plus 120. I would like that line to come down a little bit on Volkan. If the line can come down, he could be a possible bet for me. I've never been overly impressed with Latifi, and I think he might be starting to slide down a little bit where Volkan's moving up. So yeah, I've got Volkan in that spot right now. What do you think about Oleksiejczuk? Is he UFC top 5 material? I do. I never thought he was, but see, he's really impressed me his last few fights. Who's he fighting next, actually? He's got a fight announced. That's going to annoy me. Khalil Roundtree, is it? No, he beat Khalil Roundtree. Ovin St. Preux. Yeah, he's going to beat Ovin St. Preux. 100% he's going to beat Ovin St. Preux. Yeah. Who wins out of Cannonier and Hermanson? I think that's going to be close on. I've seen a lot of people say this is like Hermanson shouldn't be facing someone like Cannonier, and I'm like, I think it's a really tough fight for Jack Hermanson, but I think I've still got him to win. I just think it's going to be a lot closer than what people are predicting. Diaz versus Pettis. I think I'm going to go with Pettis. Yeah. I mean, when did Diaz last fight? Was it 202? When was that? 2017? No, it must be longer than that. 2016. Wow, so it's going to be 3 years since he last fought. That's crazy how quick that goes. That is crazy. Yeah. I'm actually, you know what fight I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Cub Swanson and Kron Gracie. Looking forward to seeing Kron Gracie again. Hakeem and Arman. I think that's a good cash. What odds does that come to, Courtney? I still think like it wouldn't surprise me if Diaz came in and absolutely whipped Anthony Pettis. It would not surprise me in the slightest, but nah. Yeah, Nate's looking for that corner fight, and I don't blame him one little bit. Minus 110 is actually not bad odds. Minus 110 is not bad at all. I would never take gambling advice from a woman. I know a couple of short women who bet. So I would anybody that's giving me opportunity to win money, I will always listen. I've had a couple of good tips actually. Who gave me a good tip one time? There was one at UFC Manchester. Was it Jessica Andrade? Yeah, I think it was Jessica Andrade, actually. She says she was going to like stop Rosie Sexton. I'm sure she went and did, but I never bet it. No. John B. You gave me $1.99. My man. That is awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. That is awesome. See what I do with my YouTube money. Any money that I make on YouTube, I put into my daughter's bank account. So when I get that, when the money goes into my account, I literally see what I've got and I literally put it into my daughter's account. So that $1.99 is going to help her out. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. People have been telling me about this for years. Like, people can give you a few dollars here and there. And I'm like, that's not really what I'm here for. But then I thought if people want to do it and then I can do something towards my daughter and then help her out in some little way. And it's not much, but it helps out in the long run. So, yeah. What were people thinking when Molly McCann fought Lipsky? I don't really want to talk about that fight because I picked Lipsky, and as that fight week went on, I knew I made the wrong pick. I was like, shit. So, yeah. Sometimes your picks look great in here, other times they look shitty. That was a shitty one. But I've got about 7-8 years of being on here making shitty picks for the most part. Well, to be fair, the most part I make fairly decent picks, but there is some out there. If you go back and watch, like, I'm a big Conor McGregor fan, and I was before he came into the UFC. I was a massive Conor McGregor fan. I even flew over to Cage Warriors in Dublin a couple of times to watch him fight specifically because I knew he was going to be good. And I picked against him in his first UFC fight. So I picked Marcus Brimage to beat Conor McGregor in his UFC debut. So yeah, I was one of those people that picked Marcus fucking Brimage to beat Conor McGregor, and then Conor McGregor, like he did with loads of those people back in the day, he styled on him. That was a horrible pick. So yeah. Do you recommend any other channels for picks? I respect everybody that come on here and makes prediction videos and like just doing things like this because I just like talking about the sport. I love the sport. So other people, if they're putting in the time, and you can tell what people put in the time watching fights. Yeah, anybody that puts in the time. For me, I think UFC Bro Picks. If you look at Justin, that makes UFC Bro Picks, and you look at his betting record, like that guy's not scared to bet big underdogs, and he's did it all year. And sometimes he will have shitty nights because those dogs won't hit, but other times, like some of his hits have been really, really good. Best fight picks, I think those guys put in a lot of time. They have done for years. The records speak for themselves. I like who else is that? The Prediction Guru. I think I'll give a shout out to Mr. Arkansas. He consistently puts a card out week out, and it's those people that stick around, do week in, week out, do things like MMA Prediction Guru. He's absolutely killing it with Dana White Contender Series. The Weasel, to be honest with you, I've never really watched that much of the Weasel stuff, but the guy's got a humongous sub count. And I don't know why I've never really got into watching some of his stuff. I think I have watched some of his stuff, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But like I say, anybody that comes in, does the work week in, week out, and has got longevity in doing this, I think you've got to give them a little bit of respect. And sometimes people come on and say stupid stuff. Hey, I've come on here and I've said some dumb shit. If you've been around with me, I've probably said something that's absolutely stupid, but that's just me. I make mistakes sometimes. I'm not perfect. So, yeah. Brandon Kay is another guy. I think I've not watched much of his stuff, but the MMA Guru, the guy's pumping out videos all the time. So like when I look at his channel, he's going to have a really solid channel because he puts out stuff on the daily, the regular. Like that's what I should have did years ago when I had no children, when I wasn't working as much as I am and I could do things daily. But like I said, I am crap with computer stuff. Like I'm really bad. I see those people with channels here where they've got nice work or they edit stuff. Like I don't edit anything. I don't know how to even do that shit. So I just come on here, I talk. Thankfully, I've got some people that'll listen and like to kind of chat and support me, which is incredible. So yeah, I just love talking about the sport. I love sitting down watching fights. Literally my TV right now, I've got Dan Hardy on. He's breaking down fights for 240. That's kind of Thursday's one of my only nights where I'm not working like into the small hours of the morning. So I watch a lot of tape on Thursday nights and get ready for the fight card. And so yeah. But it's interesting. I like the guys that stick around as well, because there's a lot of guys that come on, make prediction videos, and then they don't get consistent with it, or they get pissed off that they don't get a bigger sub count, more subscribers, and people are after it, want to make money. I never come on here to make money. I just come on here to have fun. But obviously, if you can make a little bit of money on the side, it's only going to help you out with things. There's literally this microphone that I've got here was paid for by my channel. So you people that watch my channel or donate to my channel or do whatever, they help me get this badass microphone. So you guys paid for that. I didn't have to do that, but I thought I'd put a little bit back into the channel there and better audio for you guys. So yeah. GSP fought Khabib. It'd be interesting. I just don't think GSP would come back for a fight like that now. I don't think, but that was another bad pick of mine, was picking Bisping against GSP. I don't know why, because I've never been the biggest Bisping fan, and I thought that GSP, if he was like fight ready and was fighting more consistent, had no rust, might come back and like I think he could run through Bisping. But like I said, that was another bad pick of mine there. So yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to stick around for another 5 minutes or so. So if there's anything you want to ask, go ahead. Is there anybody in here what sports teams do you watch? Or what sports teams do you support, I should say? Is it American football? Is it baseball? Is it basketball? Soccer? Football? Whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Will Connor ever return? Absolutely. I know the guy's made his money. He's got other ventures. Yeah, I know he's got all other ventures, but there's money to be made in MMA. He knows it. So, hockey, the Leafs, Red Wings. Like the only teams I like Liverpool. That's my soccer team, and the Arizona Cardinals. Any prospects to keep an eye out for? Cheers from NYC. What a great city. Let's think. Over here in Europe, there is Mason Jones. Mason Jones is a guy from Wales who's probably going to be fighting for a Cage Warriors belt real soon. Reese McKee's another guy I like. Jay Herbert's another guy I like. If you go over the Bellator side of things, you've got Fabian Edwards, Leon's little brother, who I think is a great fighter. And there's a whole host of ones in Russia as well. I could run that off for ages as well. But predominantly I keep an eye on, obviously, the British and European scene. And there's Izzy Tapura, Roberto Soldic. I think Roberto Soldic would be a great signing for the UFC welterweight division. I really do. But he's been doing great things in KSW. So yeah. Do I have any martial arts experience? No, well, not really. I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu. I did a little bit of wrestling when I was in America because I had friends that went to that. I did a little bit, but it's not really that prevalent over here in the UK, so especially in Scotland. If I had a gym that was fairly close, of course I would do it. But no, I've got a little bit. I know basic fundamentals in both. But I do love watching a lot of tutorial videos on wrestling and striking, obviously, and jiu-jitsu especially. The grappling side interests me a lot. I've been to a few events where I've got to sit down and watch some pros work on things, watch how they go about things. So it's been interesting. One of the guys I sat down with for a long time was Duke Rufus. Obviously, if you're a fan of the sport, you know who Duke Rufus is. He was in Glasgow, cornering Paul Felder, and we spent a lot of time with Duke that week. And like he's so interesting to sit there and just talk about techniques and how he can find the spots in fighters and everything else. Just a great guy. Rafael Cordeiro's another one who I spoke to regarding striking. We all know what that guy's about. So yeah, thoughts on Johnny the One Walker? If you've watched my prediction videos, I've not been super high on them, and people are calling him the next champion. They're doing this, they're doing that, and I've been saying, look, I'm looking for the right time to fade this guy, but I've got to be very careful with it. People are saying he's going to be fighting for a belt soon, and he could fight for a belt soon. But what the guy's shown us, he's very exciting, super explosive, but still pump the brakes on it a little bit. Yeah, I would say pump the brakes on it. But he's the next generation of the 205 division, whether you're Rakic, and so on. The guys are coming through. Oleg Seychuk's another guy. So yeah, interesting. MMA is pretty big in Canada. We love it. Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed when I went to Vegas and so on. It was there was gyms everywhere that you could train, and it's no matter where you go in America and everything else. It's starting to feed over here to the UK, especially in England, Scotland. It's big. It's getting there, but it's still a long way behind. Pretty much, that's all I'll say. Mo Scream TV is another guy on there, guys. Go and check out his channel. He does big MMA things over there, so check him out. You can follow him on Twitter. You can follow him on here. Like I say, go support other channels. That's what I try and do. Anybody that comes into here, see if there's any other predictors that are in here that want to drop their link for their videos or their channel. By all means, do it. Absolutely, by all means, because I always try and support other channels because I've been here for a long time. I just realised I've been throwing this Peppa Pig ball around my daughter, which she loves Peppa Pig, so I've been mucking around with that ball for the last couple of hours. So, yeah. But like I say, go support other channels. Most games are a new guy. I don't think he's been around all that long. He's building his channel up a little bit different, like things like that. He got on me today, sent me a message about Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter and I don't follow you back, hit me up with that because I'm terrible with stuff like that. So, yeah, if you can. Right, guys, another couple of minutes. I'm going to be heading off. It's now 1:30 a.m. I think it's time for bed soon. That sun today knocked out of me. So, yeah, if you get any last things you want to say, go ahead and say it. I'm going to be back on Monday for UFC New Jersey. I would have done it Sunday, but I'm going to the Liverpool game in Edinburgh with a couple of friends, and I'm going to have some shandies. So all the best to Boris Johnson. That man's crazy. We're in for an interesting time with the UK and everything else, and up here in Scotland, we'll see how that reacts. But yeah. Right, guys, I think I'm going to hit it until I think I'm going to do this next. I think I'm going to do this every Thursday, just a general chat because I do like speaking with you guys. So maybe about a similar time next Thursday night. Did I say Tuesday there? Don't mean Tuesday. I mean Thursday. It's late. Sorry. Master Bates, CJ, all the best. And like I say, if you're betting this weekend, hope you win. If you're playing DraftKings, I hope you win. And until next week, I will. I'll see everybody then. Take care.